What's up, YouTube guys? I'm back with another video, and today we are going to be looking at some bad movie reviews on Letterboxd, and I'm going to give my opinion on them because everyone asked, of course. Um, anyways, this is a type of video I usually do not do at all, but I thought about doing it a few weeks ago because I've been getting into Letterboxd reviews for myself over the last few months. And if y'all want to know something fun fact about me, I love movies. I love watching movies. Um, and I found eventually stumbled upon Letterbox, and so I was like, yeah, this is cool. I get to make my own opinions on movies and look at other people's opinions. So we're gonna look at some bad takes. I feel like, and I think y'all can agree with this. But I would like to hear y'all's opinions in the comments. But without any further ado, let's get right into it. So this first review, we're going with Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. 1 star review, which I must say that's pretty low. I mean, to be a 1 star out of 5 stars, that's very low. Like, I don't. Yeah, that's pretty bad. But anyways, it basically says the fact that this is considered the good one out of all the recent Disney Star Wars entries is a damning indictment of how low the standards for these films really are. Look, I agree. The movies have gone downhill a lot. Um, but this is not one of them. This is definitely the good one. I mean, you're comparing it to The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. I mean, you tell me those movies are better than this one? I mean, I could go on and on about my love for Rogue One. It's one of my favorite Star Wars movies. It's easily the best that Disney created, and I think it's even better now with the addition of the Andor series. Just love how they tied that whole story together with how the rebellion came to be and how they got to the point of episode 4. I mean, it literally ends right where episode 4 basically starts, and it's just perfect. It's so good. It's so well done. And the characters, man, they created all these new characters straight from scratch. I mean, of course, we saw um, like Bail Organa, all the people that we've seen in previous films, but I mean, all these new characters, Andor, Jin, K2SO, I forget their names, but the blind guy, he was awesome, and his bodyguard with the super big gun. I mean, I know you're gonna hate on me for not remembering their names, but those characters were so well done that they were, and also Bodhi, the pilot. I mean, good God, all these new characters that they created, and how you're able to really like get to know them a little bit. Like, you don't get to know them that much, but you still love them so much to where once you get later into the movie and they end up giving their lives for the rebellion, it's hard to watch because it's like, oh man, even though it's one movie of seeing these guys, I love them so much. I mean, K2SO's death it's one of the saddest in Star Wars, as well as the blind guy. I mean, it's Chira or something. I don't know. I could be mispronouncing it, but um, yeah, that guy, man. Oh, I love his character. I love how he can just nonchalantly, even though he's blind, he's like, I don't care if I'm blind. And the line where they put the bag over his head is like, oh, I'm already blind. Like, that was a S tier Star Wars joke. I love that. Um, and then, not to mention the villains too. Director Krennic, man, he's such a great villain. I really like them. They did him very well. Um, did him so well. The writing, his character, how I mean, he's exactly what you would think for a high-ranking Imperial officer who's in charge of the making of the Death Star to be. And of course, they did Darth Vader such justice. I mean, the scene where he just absolutely aura farms and beats the crap out of all of the rebels. It's just, oh man, just seeing that was so cool to see. But yeah, this movie was so good. The score also, oh my gosh, it was fantastic. I will listen to um Michael Giacchino's uh music from this movie. It's so good. Um and also the naval battle that happens right at the where they're trying to take down the gate. I mean, that was just so well done. And the cinematography too. It makes you really wish kind of how if you could see the original trilogy with today's CGI and all that. Because it just looked so good. Um, but yeah, this movie is so good. I mean, I really don't know how you could rate that. I mean, it's one of my top three favorite Star Wars movies with Revenge of the Sith and probably Empire Strikes Back. I don't know. It would have to be one of the originals, of course. It tends to flip flop, but Empire Strikes Back is good. Return of the Jedi, I love that movie too, and can't go wrong with A New Hope as well. They're all great movies. You could pick either one, and those would be like the goat movie. But apparently, apparently now that I say that about Revenge of the Sith, that brings me to this other review that I saw. 2-star review for Revenge of the Sith, and I think this is a joke because his review doesn't even make any sense, and that's how Willie became Wonka. Wrong franchise, buddy. Wrong franchise. I don't really know what you're talking about, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, but I thought I'd include that. So, anyways, on to the next review. We got a 1-star review of 2001: A Space Odyssey, and I gotta say, this movie it's a classic. Many consider it decades ahead of its time. I 100% agree with that. I watched it earlier this year, and I've seen a lot of space movies. I've seen Interstellar, The Martian, Project Hail Mary recently. Great movie. All great movies. And then this one, I mean, this is what started all space movies. But basically, what he said was the monkey scene went on for a little too long, I think. Um, yes, I can totally get this because when I first watched it, I was like, oh my gosh, when will this dang monkey scene or ape scene end? It did feel kind of like forever the first time I watched it through. But once you watch the movie throughout, it makes entirely sense why they set up the movie like that. And that's also a big testament to just Stanley Kubrick's film style and how he sets up his movies. He puts you his movies are all about mood. Because if you've seen The Shining, it's very similar, very similar. He likes to get the viewer on the psychological level, which I love. It's a great way of making movies, and it's style that you don't really see anyone else do that much. So I don't know. It was a little long, but enough to make this a 1-star rating. That's just absurd. This movie was so well done. It's the space movie. Like it's what started all space movies. The fact that they were able to make this in 1968 um, is just insane. Um, I mean, literally, they made this movie, I believe, right before the moon landing, and the fact that they were able to capture space and what Earth looked like so accurately. It's just crazy how they were able to do that. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I could get why this person is trying to say, but 1 star. I mean, come on. That like if you were gonna bring it down to like 2, 3 stars, I'd understand. But this is a 4 to 5 star movie. Like yeah, I would have understood if you would have brought it down to like a mid level, but that's just that's absurd. Okay, on to the next one. We got 3-star rating for the movie Inception. So, okay. Inception, Nolan film, Leonardo DiCaprio. Um, I like this movie a lot. It's one of my favorite Nolan films. Um, yeah, I know it's a little trippy, but I really don't think I've seen a lot of movies like that. I mean, I've watched Fight Club, movies like that, and I just like I've even seen Tenet, and I think that's a little more mind-bending than Inception, really. But yeah, I could kind of see what this person's trying to say. Basically said, I got gifted this movie as a youth, and I absolutely hated it. It was a little better this time around, but you have to be willing to go along with quite an awful lot here. All of the stuff that's going on with time here is a cool idea, but it's used a lot better in Dunkirk. I don't know. I don't know. Dunkirk's a good movie, but would I put it above Inception? No. I mean, and it's not really what they're doing with time. That's not really the aspect that they're doing. It's all about dream walking, you know? And I think that's like if and he's saying time, which I don't think is the right um thing to be judging. It's because that's not really what this movie is about. It's not about time. I mean, if anything, Interstellar's more about time. Tenet especially is more about time. I mean, literally, it's about time inversion. Inception, it's more just about dream walking, going from dream to dream, placing thoughts into people's heads. Um, and it's really profound how they do that. Um, and I love how um, the story goes. You get the backstory on Cobb. It's very well done. I don't know how you can hate on this movie. It deserves 4 stars at least, I think, for me. But I personally give it 5 stars. It's one of my favorite Nolan films. I mean, then again, he's like my favorite director, so I rate a lot of his movies that high just because they're that good. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't really see where he's trying to go with this review because it doesn't really exactly make sense. Because talking about time here, and that's just not like what entirely this movie is about. All right, here we go. Next one, The Silence, which if y'all have heard about this movie, it's basically um, a Quiet Place, just a knockoff of The Quiet Place, quite literally. I don't know why a lot of people decided to make these kinds of movies around this time, but I guess they just saw the success of The Quiet Place and just wanted to have a slice of that pie, you know. But I saw it; it wasn't that good. It wasn't anything that special. Um, and this person gave it 5 stars. And now I wouldn't normally look at this and be like, okay, this is clearly a joke, but I think this is genuine. First movie I watched when I got Netflix, loved it so much, and I often rewatch it. Yeah. This is the first movie you saw on Netflix. That shows. But yeah, clearly you have not seen many good movies in your life. Um, just wait until you see The Godfather. Don't go down what Netflix says you should watch and watch those movies all the time because a lot of those movies aren't even that good. Believe me. And this is probably rage bait, but I figured I'd include it in here. We got half a star, not even just 1 star, half a star for Gladiator. Um, boring, boring. Um, yeah, I don't know what to say about this. I get it. It's not always action packed. There's a lot that they did to build the story, but it's necessary. All right? Like if this movie's boring to you, like I'm sorry, but movies shouldn't be where you're just getting action thrown at your face left and right. Like, you have to have build up. Without build up, I don't see how the movie can really be good. Like, that's how it goes with any story you're trying to tell, not just movies. Um, but yeah. Next, on to the next one, we got 1 star review for Casino. And this person really went in depth. Said Ginger's character is really portrayed as the cliche of the hysterical woman, a mix of femme fatale and dumb chick at the beginning. Basically, it strings together stereotypical and misogynistic archetypes, oh boy, only to ultimately encourage the viewer to take pleasure in her downfall, while Rothstein's character is presented in an ultra positive light, almost like a good family man, even though we only ever see him working and never taking care of his daughter. What? He literally takes care of his daughter. Are you kidding me? He does. Like, yes, we see him a lot working, but he does take care of his daughter. Yeah. Of course, films need villains and heroes, but here it feels too simplistic and stereotyped. Beyond that, there's far too much voiceover for my taste in a 3 hour film that isn't very engaging, as it sometimes feels a bit hollow. Really. That said, Casino does occasionally shine through a few comedic details. Nikki changing cars 5 times to get to a meeting, former cheaters being paid to spot cheaters, the ending. Okay, but these aren't enough to save the film in my eyes. Also, Nicky's character is unbearable, so having him as the second main narrator is awful. Oh boy. Okay, I understand why this film is very stereotypical. That is with a lot of Scorsese films, especially. I mean, when he makes people love to talk about every like mafia movie and it's usually like how Scorsese makes it, like with Goodfellas, Casino, The Irishman, how they're all the same. Which, yes, in some light they are very similar. Like he reuses a lot of the same actors: Joe Pesci, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino. Yes, but I don't know. Nicky is a great character. I mean, he's your classic ambitious mob guy who's trying to take everything that he can and then just takes too much and gets himself in a whole heap of trouble. And then, but I gotta disagree with you. I don't think I look at Ace or Rothstein saying that he's really a good guy. No, I don't see that. Especially because there are a lot of points where I'm like, okay, you really didn't need to do that. You didn't need to do all that. You could have clearly have done things differently. He's clearly not the innocent, the victim guy here, you know. Um, but I get it. Ginger's that, you know, crazy girl who, you know, I get it. But I don't know. All that being said, 1 star, like, come on. This movie is really well done. I don't see how. It's one of my favorite Scorsese films. In fact, I need to rewatch Goodfellas because at first I had Goodfellas over Casino. I might have that changed because yeah, Casino is a great movie. I don't see how that um, deserves 1 star. Okay, next movie we got is Hell or High Water, which about 8 years ago, um, or no, decade ago. Good God, how time flies. Anyways, this guy gives it a half-star, which I'm like, are you kidding me? Really? Hell or High Water was so bad that I decided to download Letterboxd to write a review about how bad it is. Okay. This might be rage bait. I don't know. Or he might be serious. This film is an hour and 45 minutes of a dude named David, born in England. Okay. Why you gotta include that? That does not matter. Like the amount of actors that you see that are from England that do well in like these Western films. Like just watch Dutton Ranch or Yellowstone. Like Kelly Riley, she's British and she plays the character of a Western girl so well. So I don't really see how that detail um that's just like you're trying to take a easy shot, but that does not mean anything. All right. Taking a massive guess on what Texas in a Hollywood dumpster fire is in a Hollywood. Okay. Dear God, that scene where the banker attorney mentions that as Texan as it gets and then mentions hell or high water in this next sentence is enough to make me want to commit several war crimes. Oh gosh, not one, but several. 1 star out of 5 might be generous, but there are some great shots that I did enjoy, and the dry humor was a delightful surprise. Well, you didn't even give it 1 out of 5 stars. You gave it half a star, so I don't know what you're saying there. Yeah, I really like this movie. I mean, that might be a little bit of bias here, but I did like this. The bank heists were really cool. Um, Chris Pine played a solid character about kind of like the morally balanced guy, you know, who, yes, he want to do this to save the ranch from getting foreclosed, and then his brother's just the classic like I'll do anything, but he just goes, you know, it's a classic Icarus story. You know, he reaches for the sun, goes a little too far, and then that ends up in his downfall. And I think he meant to do that to help his brother and all, but you know, it's it's a great movie. I don't see how this is deserving of half. I get how it can be a little stereotypical, but it's not a bad thing necessarily. Because I mean, when you go to West Texas, it is a lot like that. You know, stereotypes are stereotypes at the same time. Like there's a reason why people say that about West Texas, and I'm a Texan myself, so I could see why they'd put it in that light. But the whole Born in England thing about that actor, like, come on, man, that's just a shot. Like, you don't need to say that. That does not matter. That doesn't mean that they aren't able to make a good film or act poor well in a film like this. So yeah, um, yeah, this is a good movie. I don't really see why you need to be hating, and I feel like you're just trying to hate on this movie, especially with the first sentence on saying, "Oh, I downloaded Letterboxd to write a review about how bad this is." I guarantee you've been writing more reviews, um, because you're a patron. So yeah. Anyways, that I believe is all the reviews I have. Let me know down in the comments, y'all, if what y'all think about these, what y'all think about my opinions, what you think about these guys. I want to know what y'all hear because again, I love movies. I love to hear y'all's opinions on what I think, what y'all think about these movies. So, yeah. If y'all want to see a part 2 to this, I would love to do this because again, love movies. I would be down for another video. But yeah, y'all just let me know down in the comments. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this, and I really appreciate y'all for making it this far, and hope y'all have a great day. See y'all later in the next one.